Now, tonight's adventure into the unknown.
Shut up and sit down.
Please welcome Nathan Macintosh.
Welcome to Sarge Approved. I'm Sarge, and I'm here with Frenzy, as always. How's it going, Frenzy?
What's going on?
Oh, it feels like we haven't done this in forever.
I know we haven't.
It's been like a week, hasn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We have a guest tonight.
Yes, we do.
Comedian Nathan Macintosh.
Hey, Nathan.
How's it going, dude?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Awesome.
Super good. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having us. Or, I almost said us. Thanks for having us. This would be weird. It's just me. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. It's like going to the movies and they kind of do your ticket thing and then they're like, enjoy the movie. And you're like, thanks, you too. And it's like, dang it. They're not going to a movie.
Yeah.
I've done that so many times.
I have too.
So, Nathan, you are a hilarious individual. You are a comedian. You are a podcaster. You have your podcast. What's your podcast called again? Is it Positive
Anger?
Positive Anger. Yes.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it's called. It's basically, I've been doing it for a little while. It's basically me yelling about things. You know, kind of take a topic every week and yell about it in a positive way.
Kind of. Is it kind of like Family Guy when he does that really grinds my gears kind of situation?
I guess it depends. Not every episode is sort of just me yelling, but there's sort of yelling on every episode, if that makes any sense.
Okay, cool.
I love it.
Because, like, even in my stand-up and stuff, I yell a bunch, so,
Yeah, I've seen that. That's awesome.
I love a dude who is really good at ranting about things. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But it's entertaining as hell to me.
Funny. I like that. You're like, I don't know why. I don't know why I like this. I should hate it.
Yeah, I can't explain it.
But I like it.
Yeah, exactly. So do you like a Lewis Black?
Yeah, oh yeah. Lewis Black is a very funny guy, and that's his thing. I don't know how that dude doesn't have an aneurysm on stage. He looks like his head's gonna pop every time he does a set.
Yeah. I met him, actually. I got to meet him a couple years ago, and I asked him about all of that. He was not yelling or anything when I met him, and he was telling me about how when he first started, when he first started to yell and everything, it kind of felt weird to him, so he didn't really know how to do it. And then, I don't know. He just, I don't really know why I told you that. I thought I had a thing to say about his anger, and then as I was telling it, I was like, maybe he just told me that as a comedian to comedian, and maybe, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't talk about that.
Yeah, he's probably super mellow when he's off stage, isn't he?
He was just a regular man. He was super nice, really great to talk to.
Like I heard he just, like, when he's not on stage, like, you can see him cuddling random strangers. He'll just go up to a random stranger and just start cuddling with them, nuzzling.
You've heard that, or you believe that?
I don't know. I think it was on TMZ.
I think he made that up.
That was on a TMZ?
Yeah.
Harvey Weinstein?
Weinstein? Yeah.
Weinstein.
Yeah, one of those.
Covered it?
Yeah.
I can believe that. Here's Lewis Black hugging a guy at the airport.
Just giving hugs out. Oh, that's funny.
God.
So you're coming to us from New York tonight, right? Is that the spot you're at?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in Montreal this past weekend, and I just got back to New York yesterday, yeah.
Yeah.
I live here. I've been living here for like 5 years.
Yeah,
and you're originally from Canada. Canadian.
I am, yeah. Do you guys know you kind of sound like Canadians?
Yeah, we're Minnesotans.
I've never heard that I have an accent ever before.
Don't you know?
No, we're pretty close to Canada.
I think 90% of our guests.
Yeah, you're right there. But you sound so much like people I know.
Yeah, 90% of our guests immediately pick up on our accent and give a shit about it.
Mm-hmm. The best is if I told.
I'm like.
Oh no, go ahead. Sorry. No, you go ahead. Go.
I was just gonna say, for me, I'm not. I'm just like, I'm talking to people from home. That's what it kind of sounds like to me.
Oh, good.
I I think he lost his accent.
It's like a warm hug.
Wait, let's do a little test, huh? Should we do the vowel test?
Okay. Yeah.
What would you...
How do you pronounce...
the American blank, the red, white, and blue?
With the stars on it.
What do you call that?
Flag? The flag?
Flag. Yeah, he said it like
Yeah,
that.
he kind of says it. Flag.
I don't really talk that way anymore. I used to, and it sort of just went away after living far from home for a while. Like where I'm from, in Nova Scotia, it's like a lot of hard, like people would say like park, car, cards, like just real hard R stuff. But I don't really talk like that anymore.
Yeah,
I want to.
Yeah,
I want to.
I can barely hear it. I have to listen really hardly. I can just hear just a hint of it, but it's pretty much gone. That's sad.
It is sad, man. When I go back one day, I'm sure I'll end up in Canada again one day, and it'll come back. Being around people, you know.
I can't believe it went away that quick. Yeah, we have the long vowels. Like I didn't even notice it till I was in the military, and everyone gave me shit for my accent. But apparently we have these long vowels like Minnesota, or when we say flag or bag. Everyone else says flag.
Yeah.
Everyone else says flag.
Bagel. I used to get made fun of for saying bagel all the time when I first moved to Toronto.
Oh, they say bagel?
From Nova Scotia people say bagel or bagel. I don't even remember how, but people made fun of me for sure. And I was like, I'm just saying a thing.
Yeah, right?
Bagel sounds stupid.
Yeah, but
no,
you just want a bagel.
Everyone else is wrong. It's a bagel.
Bagel. Yeah, I don't know. It's funny. Sometimes there's just, you don't even realize it, and then someone's like, oh, how do you say
I think
so?
your accent is thicker than mine.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Like when you say, okay.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that's funny. Let's pause a second so that we can hear a word from our sponsor.
Shut up!
Hey, this is Frenzy here to talk to you about National Survival Center. This is the place where you can purchase all of your outdoor camping gear and supplies, survival kits, disaster preparedness supplies, bug-out bags, and even survival food. All with some of the lowest prices on the internet and free shipping on almost everything. You can depend on National Survival Center to provide you with the highest quality gear paired with superior customer service. And when you purchase your gear from National Survival Center, you're not only getting a great product, but you're receiving products that have all been hand tested to ensure that they'll be reliable, durable, and that they'll function properly. So whether you need some gear for a family camping adventure, or maybe you want to stock up for the zombie apocalypse, National Survival Center can provide you with the quality products you're looking for. You can find them at www.nationalsurvivalcenter.com or www.survivedon'tsuffer.com. Either way, don't suffer, make sure you survive.
Welcome back to Sarge Approved. I hope you enjoyed that sponsor.
Yeah, they're amazing.
All right, we're here with Nathan Macintosh and the one and only Frenzy.
Yes.
And me.
And Sarge.
I guess I have to be here. I click buttons.
Mm-hmm. So I want to... You were on Conan, which is awesome.
Yeah, we just watched that here at the studio tonight.
Mm-hmm. We watched some of your stuff on YouTube. Yeah,
that was a really good set.
It was really good. Yeah,
and especially when you have to keep it clean for Conan. That can be difficult, I bet.
Yeah, it can be. I mean, mostly I'm not really that dirty of a comedian anyway. Like I kind of swear. I swear like a decent amount most times. Sometimes I guess, and I talk about certain things, but. Most of the time, if I just don't swear here, this thing is kind of clean. And that material that I did on there, I was like, there's no real reason to, you know what I mean? It's not like,
right.
You know, I grew up without a fucking dad. Like, there's no, I don't have to do it.
Imagine how many more hits that video would have had if you just dropped F-bombs for 5 minutes.
They'd be like, he's gone crazy.
Yeah, I bet 0 because they wouldn't have aired it.
Yeah, right.
I would have been absolutely cut from the show. Conan probably would have screamed in my face. I'd be thrown off the lot.
I doubt Conan would have screamed in your face. Conan
He's
probably
he's screaming at you, and his hair is just like flapping
Conan,
around.
Out of all the talk show hosts, those late night talk show hosts, I bet you Conan is the most real comedian who would appreciate something like that.
Yeah.
You know, if you had to pick between Conan or Jay Leno, Conan's gonna be like, "Yeah, dude, drop some f-bombs." Jay Leno's gonna be like, "Yeah, I don't think don't drop f-bombs are bad."
Right.
Well, they were cool. They definitely, you can't really swear on it, but they were very cool about. I thought they'd be a lot more strict about the set, because you have to send them the set, right? You send them the set
ahead of time,
and they look over the words and they go, "Okay, this is cool." And I thought they'd be very strict on make sure you say every single thing that you said you were going to say. But you get there and they go, "Hey, man, if you want to talk to the crowd a little bit, or if something happens and you want to talk about that, go ahead." And they let me change. Like, I wasn't going to do that first joke in it. And the night before, he was like, "Hey, if you want to add that joke," so I did. Like, they were real cool. Everybody over there was great.
That's awesome. Cool. So more like of an outline versus like word for word what you're going to talk about and say.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, that's awesome.
Is it, that how cool is that? I mean, that's your first time on Conan, right?
That's my first time on Conan. That was my first like big American TV thing. So that's the first time I went to LA. It was great.
Really?
I mean, that whole thing. Yeah, I'd never been before. I have friends that live out there, and I don't know about you guys, but I don't. There's nothing about LA that makes me want to live there. So
the only thing
is
the consistent 70-degree weather. That's the only reason I would want to maybe live.
Do you really want to leave seasons though? Do you?
Yeah, I lived in LA for a year when I turned 21. I moved there to like explore myself and find myself.
I think seasons are overrated.
And they're not. It was weird not having
seasons.
Dude, super
hot
weird.
Think about a hot Christmas.
Yeah,
That's
it was
awful.
weird. There's no snow. There's like Christmas lights on palm trees. Like
it's ridiculous.
I felt like a
Christmas,
Scrooge. Yeah.
Yeah. Christmas in shorts is awful.
Yeah, it's not
I'll
normal.
go this far. Any place that doesn't get snow shouldn't be allowed to celebrate Christmas.
Yeah, well, I do agree. Like, and I think that anyone who's grown up in an area that has crazy snow, like Canada or Minnesota or anything, I think that definitely adds to the toughness of an individual. That somebody who has had to deal with the elements every single year. You know, somebody who knows how to drive in the snow.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you could beat out any kind of driving situation from someone from like California, LA that's never driven in the snow.
We had Dat Fan on a few weeks ago, and we were talking about how it had just snowed here recently, and if there was a blizzard out in the LA area, millions of people would die.
Yeah, or just rain, like 2 inches of rain.
Shit.
They don't even want to go outside. They're like, nope, I'm just gonna stay in here. And it's not even like downpouring.
One day that I was there, it was like overcast, and they were like, "This is one of the ugliest days of the year." Like, this is fine. There's nothing happening. But yeah, I think that. So yeah, if you don't get snow, you shouldn't be allowed to do Christmas. I mean that. If I was ever running for any sort of office, that's the platform I'm running on.
Okay.
Also, there should be a way to stop putting hockey teams in places where there's no snow.
Yeah,
you don't even have ice. And like the Florida Panthers, you're toast. You're gone. If I ran anything, Tampa Bay Lightning, beat it. We're moving everybody up. You're going up. You know, we're going to put a team in the Dakotas. We'll put another one in Minnesota. We can do that.
Yeah.
You know, the places with snow and ice should be the places that have a sport that is played on ice.
Right, like the North Stars left Minnesota to go to Dallas. What?
Yeah,
that was weird.
Nobody plays hockey in Dallas. The only people who play hockey in Dallas is the Dallas Stars.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
There's no kids growing up on a fucking frozen pond in Dallas, you know, skating on that frozen pond when they were little. That didn't happen.
That's why the Mighty Ducks was made in Minnesota.
Yeah. Yes. They're talking about moving the team to Vegas, and you're like, what? What
no.
are you talking about?
There's
snow,
weird.
For God's sake.
Yeah, that's just weird.
I can't imagine a hockey team in Vegas.
They like wear shorts. Don't even wear normal hockey attire.
So you How long you been doing this whole comedy thing? How long you been slinging jokes?
Like 11 years.
Wow. Okay.
And
And where
Too
did
long,
you get?
right?
Where,
That was your response. Friends
No.
seem to like, oh, too long. That's
Nope.
kind of what you think it's too long.
Nope, not too long at all. Nope.
No, 11 years. Yeah, a long time.
There's
It
dudes
is a long time.
There's dudes that have been doing it way longer than you that aren't near as funny, my friend.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, man. Is that what you tell them too when they're on the podcast? You're
I've
like, hey,
ne-
man, you've
I've
been doing it
never
way
said
longer,
that.
and you're way funnier than
I
this
have
guy.
never said those
No,
words.
he hasn't. He's never said that to anybody before. So
Yeah, like you're a funny ass dude. I've been watching your stuff, and you are legitimately hilarious. I don't tell people they're funny unless I think they're funny.
yeah.
Well,
We
cool,
were-
man. I appreciate that.
We were watching one of your, I don't know if it was on Facebook or I think it was on Facebook when you were talking. It was like a video of you being you and then somebody else with the turtle, and you were kept going, doing the back and forth video kind of thing. So I feel like you've got kind of the editing stuff down too, like the sound
Turtle.
stuff, the video. Yeah, it was like the turtle was eating or something, and then you were talking about like why isn't there any sound? There needs to be
No, I know what you're talking
sound.
about. I do. Yeah, and I try to make a sketch thing on Instagram a day. So I try to do,
Okay,
a
what's
video a day
Instagram?
on Instagram, and some of them I like, and some of them are not great. But that one, it was like a sound guy doing the sound. Doing the voiceover for a turtle documentary.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that's
that
right.
was awesome. Well, and
Thank
especially, yeah, you're welcome. Especially because I'm a huge fan of animal documentaries anyway, so I was just like picturing that whole situation happening,
Oh my
like
God.
David Attenborough like narrating or something.
Yeah, they should do that because obviously I'm a huge David Attenborough fan. He is like the
Bomb.com.
most badass dude when it comes to documentaries. He's 5,000 years old and he's still going to Antarctica and shit.
Yeah.
doing these documentaries. But how cool would that be if they started having comedians narrating these nature documentaries? Mm-hmm.
Can I say, as a comedian, I would hate that.
You would hate it?
But if
Yeah.
you could just kind of add your own flair to it, don't you think that'd be kind of fun?
I'm serious. I would like less jokes in places. I like you watch like a Planet Earth, and I like that it's serious. If there were jokes in it, I would. I'd be very unhappy.
I don't mean like do a whole like set or something while you're trying to talk about sea turtles, but just to have somebody who's got a little bit more of, I don't know, a flair with the way that they explain things. You don't have to actually be telling jokes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I know what you mean. I want Attenborough, even if Attenborough dies, which
He's
obviously
gonna
he will,
die.
you
He
know.
doesn't.
No.
But he needs to be reanimated. They keep him alive. They
Yeah.
figure out a way to keep that man going behind a microphone, and he does the documentary. Because I don't know, do you guys? Maybe this is just me but do you guys notice in like a lot of movies now, like 90% of movies they have jokes in them? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like if you watch like a superhero movie, there's jokes. If you
Yes.
watch
Really bad ones.
everything's just jokes. So I would like as a person who says jokes, I would like less.
No,
Jokes.
that makes sense though.
I feel the same way when it comes to sex scenes in like action movies. I don't need it.
Okay.
I don't need sex scenes in an action movie. I'm going to see an
Why
action.
are you is your whole life a sex scene?
No, there's plenty of sex to be seen on the internet. You don't need to see it in your Avengers movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, plus most of
Yeah,
those
I get what
sexual
you're saying.
situations they don't ever happen in real life.
They're
Like,
stupid.
Yeah.
It's totally unnecessary. I go to an action movie to see things get blown up and bullets flying and people getting punched in the face. I'm not interested in seeing some hacky sex scene. I don't need it. It's totally unnecessary.
No, I get what you're saying.
It's a waste of time.
yeah, it's along
Yeah,
the same
yeah.
lines.
Like you can
I
have
watched-
you can have the whole allusion to the sex scene, like have them start making out and then cut to the next scene. Like, okay, they had sex there. I get it. You don't need to actually do 3 to 5 minutes of them like bow, 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 bow. I don't need it.
No. What were you going to say? You were saying something
Oh, I
about
was just gonna say that I watch porn for the explosion and the fighting. You know what I mean? I'm with you on the whole sex thing. I'm done with it in general. I'm like, get this out of my face. Is anybody going to blow up a car? Is anybody going to, is the building going to come down? Something like that.
I only watch porn with action in it.
Yes. And I skip the scenes when they have sex. I'm like, ugh, God,
right?
Yeah.
Fast forward.
You're going to do this again?
Ew.
Oh, that could mess up your brain. What if it totally rewires your brain and you start jerking off to the action scenes?
Oh, Jesus. That's just what we need.
I mean, you could, kind of, right? It could. I mean, technically, there's nothing saying that wouldn't happen.
Yeah, can you imagine you're sitting there like, yeah, oh yeah, look at that explosion. Oh, I wonder if you used C4 there, if it was some kind of pyrotechnics.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys in here drunk. I don't know. Glad I don't have to deal with it.
So you've been doing comedy for about 11 years now, and you got your start in Canada, I assume, right?
Yeah, I started doing shows where I'm from in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and then I moved to Toronto.
Toronto, okay.
And how'd that all start, man? Can you break down the beginnings for us? We always
Oh,
love
like why?
hearing. Well, we love hearing the start of a comedian's career, like what made them decide to actually take that leap, and how that first
the
time
first
on stage
time
went.
Well, I always sort of wanted to do stand-up. I used to get kicked out of class a lot for, I don't know, making people laugh, or I was just writing jokes, kind of. I was just in the back writing stuff. And first time went good, And one of the reasons I started doing it, like, I used to work at this, when I was a kid, I was like 16, I used to work at this fast food place. And somebody came in to work one day, like they started working at this job with me, and they had a 4-year psychology degree, and they were like, oh, man, I can't get a job, so they're working here. And I was like, Jesus. I was like, that guy did everything you're supposed to do, and he's here. So I was like, I might as well try to do what I want to do, and if that fails, I guess I'll just go work back at a fucking fast food place. Yeah, man, I don't know. I always wanted to do stand-up, so once I sort of could, I just started doing it.
But so how did that happen, though? What at some point you decided you were going to actually get up on stage, and what was that first time you actually got up on stage? Was it like an open mic, I assume?
No, it was a show. Place probably had like 60 people in it. I was like 19. I had gone down and talked to the dude that ran the show. He said, come back in a couple of weeks. I went down. Did the show, it went well. And then the second show I had was pretty terrible. And I don't know, man. I sort of decided a long time ago that I was just going to do it no matter what. So yeah, I just kept doing it.
How long of a set did you do that first time?
How long was that? Like 8 minutes.
Okay.
5, 7, 8 minutes, something like that.
That's got to feel like forever. Your first time on stage.
Yeah, but it was so cool. I loved it. Like, I'd done improv and stuff in school, so like I said, it was something I wanted to do, so it was great. The next time I was on, I was supposed to do like 5, I ended up doing 13.
That's awesome. And now you've come into your own. I mean, you're a hilarious dude. You're on Conan. We saw, what was that? There was a video we were watching, I think it was in Canada. It's probably from like 5 or 6 years ago. You were wearing this sweet looking like
leather jacket.
It was like pleathers.
Oh, it was like shiny.
Yeah,
shiny
that black
leather.
jacket.
It is. Yeah, that was a half-hour comedy special I did in Canada a few years ago. Yeah, in Toronto.
That was good.
Yeah, it would be like your guys, like the Comedy Central half hours or whatever.
Yeah.
That's like our sort of answer to that, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even do those anymore.
Really?
Yeah, they don't even do them anymore, man.
That's lame.
What happened there?
I don't know. Canada.
Is
Canada.
Is Canada not keeping up with the comedy scene or what?
Canada. Yeah, Canada's trying. Canada's doing. I don't. Is anybody? I mean, I don't know. They just kind of stopped doing it. But I mean, that thing was super fun to do. It airs still every once in a while. I think that one was like 24. It airs every once in a while, and I'll get messages from people that are like, "Hey, I saw this, thought it was great." They're like, people message me and they're like, "Hey, you did this thing," and I'm like, "Oh yeah," just because that was a while ago. I think that was like 6 years ago or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even remember what's on it. I don't remember. I just remember that jacket. I still have that jacket. I was going to throw it out.
You got to keep
No,
that
you
jacket.
have to keep it. You have to keep it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You
think
want to hear a
awesome.
stupid little piece of trivia about that dumb jacket?
Yes.
I bought it. I bought that jacket. I was still working at like a shoe store when I taped that special, and I bought that jacket. I think that jacket was like $100 or something, and I kept the price tag on it. So I'm in the special. I'm wearing a jacket that has the price tag in it, like it's still like digging into my back. Because I was going to return it. I was going to return the jacket the next day, but and I was like, well, no, I didn't take the special. I shouldn't do that, so I just kept it.
Hell yeah! Was that your first special?
Yeah, totally. I was like I said, I was 24 years old.
You got to keep that jacket then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it.
Awesome.
It's kept.
See, that's a shame if Canada is kind of letting things like that go because, compared to any of the other countries out there, even like Great Britain and stuff, I think Canadian comics can relate to the American comedy scene more than any other country.
Yeah, I mean, we're right here. We watch you guys.
You do?
You know, like people
Are
in
you
Canada
watching us
know
right
more
now?
about... I'm watching you right now. Yes, me and the NSA. People in Canada know way more about stuff that's going on in America than we do Canada. You guys, America is the world's greatest reality show. Do you guys know that? Like, the rest of the universe watches this place.
Yeah, because it's a shit show. That's why.
Yeah, we are.
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
we are a 300 million person cast of
Yes.
our own Truman Show.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yes. And the whole world watches.
Yeah, they do.
They're like, what are these wacky ass Americans gonna do next? Let's tune in.
Absolutely. Like, totally.
Yeah, but so many of them now want to move to Canada. Like they're like, I'm out.
They say that.
Well, yeah,
It's
they
all-
say
Nobody's
that.
going.
It's all-
I
Nobody's
honestly,
coming.
not one human being, even if somebody could see Canada, the people in Buffalo would never move to Canada. And they can look at it. It's right there. They're never going to go. Nobody's going to go.
It's just like across the street.
Canada is pretty badass, though. I've been to Winnipeg. The only time I've been to Canada was to Winnipeg when I was like 19, so that means some buddies could go drink legally, and we had a blast. And we loved it, and it was like October.
Yeah.
It wasn't super cold, but it was.
Yeah, and Winnipeg is like one of our worst cities.
Really?
Yeah, it's like it's supposed to be like a dangerous place.
Really?
You get stabbed there. It's like on the lower end of
Michigan?
Canadian cities for
I
sure.
don't know. We didn't get stabbed a lot. I mean,
Just a couple times.
just a little bit. It wasn't too bad.
But no, yeah, the place is. The place is great. There's lots of great places. There's a lot of wicked places in the States too. And after moving here, I don't know, man. I got a lot more, I guess, lack of a better term, empathy for this place. Because outside of it, you only hear that it's completely insane, right? Like, that's the news, and everybody's like, this place is nuts. But then you live here and you talk to people, and you're like, oh, not everybody's crazy. This isn't. There's a lot of just regular people down here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, overall, we're complete animals. But I mean, like anything, there's exceptions to the rule. Not everyone's crazy. It's just the overwhelming majority might be a little bit crazy.
Well, and the ones that are
Yeah, I don't
crazy are
even
the
know
ones that
that.
get more. The ones that are crazy get more
No.
attention. So
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Yeah,
that's the
totally.
whole thing. Let's not.
Yeah. Like, if you were on a reality show and there's like, say there's two girls and they're like supposed to be on a date with a dude, and one of them's just like, oh, hey, I'm happy to be on this date, and the other woman's like, biting the head off a bat.
Right.
And
Why don't you
she's
love
gonna
me?
be all over the show. They're going to build the whole show around that lady and be like, you guys got to watch this lady eat a bat.
Yeah.
And it is the same kind of thing as this.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the people that represent our country that the rest of the world sees are, just pieces of crap like the Kardashians and the Real Housewives of Name Your City.
They're bad representations. Absolutely. It's horrible.
Yeah, totally.
Ugh. Crazy. So what if we have the Minnesota State Fair, which is like a big deal for us. It's like we're like the second or third like biggest state fair in the country. And
what is a state fair? Like, what, is this like a Ferris wheel? What's happening?
It's basically like a huge area that they dedicate. It's called the Minnesota State Fairgrounds. Every year they have the Minnesota State Fair. It starts usually end of August and it goes through Labor Day. It's about 10 to 12 days long. And basically you just go there and you eat everything that's either fried or it's either fried and on a stick. So it's like cheese curds, corn dogs, fries. But my whole point of this was I tried, I don't want to say it wrong, poutine.
Yep.
Okay. I think it was last year I tried it. There was a new booth. And the big thing is like every year there's probably 6 or 7 different, maybe even more than that, maybe 6 to 10 new vendors that have new foods. And that's like the big deal. So, and usually they're like super weird, like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich that's deep fried, or a Snickers bar that's deep fried, or just like basically everything's fried because we're fat. I guess. I don't know. But
no, Toronto has what's it called? There's the X. It's like the exhibition. It's the same sort of deal. They got there's like chocolate covered bacon and yeah.
Yeah, we have all those things. And so it's like that, and then there's also a midway area where there's rides, there's, beer. We have one of the big things that's most popular is cheese curds, and then we also have mini donuts. And so there's also been like a huge craft beer scene in Minnesota as of late, the past few years, and so they've done like a mini donut flavored beer. But it's basically the best like people watching experience you could ever imagine in your entire life.
Sure, yeah.
Not last year, but the year before, I created like a bingo card where I basically was like, I need to find all of these things on this card at the fair, and I basically found all of them. And some of the things that were included were like a family wearing fanny packs, someone wearing Crocs with socks, like just a child on a leash, someone on a hover round eating a foot-long corn dog, like all of those.
Every child should be on a leash,
Do they still do that? Do they still have kids on leashes?
Oh, yeah.
I've only seen it at the fair or the Mall of America, I guess, those two places.
I've seen it in New York. Somebody walking their kid down the street on a leash. Yes. Why aren't we having children on leashes? They're tiny little sticky creatures. They need to be. They need to be able to be roped in at a moment's notice.
Yes, they do. So I tried the poutine. So what if I were to come visit, Sarge and I were to come visit Canada? Where you were from, Nova Scotia, Halifax? What would be the thing that you would say you have to absolutely eat this? Try it.
If you ever go to Halifax, you have to have a donair.
Donair?
And it's like, have you ever had like a gyro or like a gyro?
Yes.
So it's like that. It's a pita with the meat, and but they have their own sauce. It's called donair sauce.
Yep.
And it's like a sweet sauce. There's like sugar in it. I don't know how to explain it, but you can kind of only get it out there, and it's pretty great, but a lot of people that aren't from there hate it, because it's, you think you're dipping meat in some kind of, sauce that doesn't have sugar in it, and then you take a bite, and you're like, yo, what the hell is this? Why the fuck is there, like, frosting on this meat? But it's great. So, yeah, if you ever went out there, that is definitely a thing you got to try.
That's a tough one to be able to pull off, is mixing like a meat with something that's sweet, things that don't necessarily go together traditionally. That can be a tough thing to pull off.
Yeah, sweet and
We did
savory.
it.
I like it.
Like when people put pineapple on pizza.
Oh, that's the best.
Son of a bitch.
I'm not a fan of it. Hawaiian pizza? Cooked pineapple on pizza?
It's wrong. Yeah, it's wrong.
I'm not a fan.
Fruit does not belong on pizza, people.
Did you like poutine, by the way?
I did, yeah.
What is poutine?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's just cheese, gravy, and fries. Like, it's pretty hard to. Great.
Yeah, sometimes there's some bation mixed in there. There's.
Oh my god, that sounds awesome.
Sometimes,
you can get a whole bunch of different. If you go to Montreal, there's like millions of those. Like there's so many different types of
different ways. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like pulled pork. There's whatever. Whatever. There's like whatever. There's so many.
Duck meat, whatever. All the things that you can think of to put on there.
some unleashed kid that fell, through some sort of grinder. You know what I mean? That's one of the reasons you gotta have your kid on a leash.
Should have had him
There's so
on a
many
leash.
grinders out there. There's
I
so
know.
many random grinders that your kid could just fall into.
Oh, it's scary. You for sure. Then I for sure feel like you have to have not only the leash, but maybe like a harness too, because you can't just hook the leash up to their neck.
No.
Harness,
it
leash,
doesn't work.
A bubble, like a
No,
small
the harness.
little
Have you ever tried
bubble?
to put a harness on a dog? It doesn't work. It's the humane way to do it.
You're just not doing it.
But they don't listen. You got to choke them out sometimes.
No.
Yeah, you got to give them a little choke. They don't
Yeah.
always listen.
And
Sometimes
kids
you got
can
a
hear
little
you,
tug on the neck.
So you can,
yeah,
you just tell them, you're like, hey, I'm going to choke you, and they're like, what? And then you're doing it.
Yeah,
and then
when the kid is
they're in the
screaming,
harness.
when they're screaming and throwing a temper tantrum, you just give a little tug on that leash,
Oh
and
my
they
gosh.
go, wah, wah. It
Yeah,
works.
exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wah,
Blech.
bleh, bleh.
That's pretty sure that's child abuse, but that's fine.
Not if it's your kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have kids?
No.
no.
No. Mm-mm.
Okay.
I would have
Me
to
neither.
have a whole a section of leashes or something.
Thinking about
Plus-
adopting a few.
You are?
Yeah, I haven't done that yet.
Good luck with that.
Are you actually or no?
No. God no.
So you brought up hockey earlier. Are you a hockey fan?
I am, yeah. It kind of took me, honestly, I didn't really like it until I moved to America, which is real stupid.
Yeah, that's weird.
But I didn't, because, everybody in Canada talks about it. I was like, fuck this sport, man. You go to school and everybody's like, oh, man, just see hockey. And then you go out and people are like, hockey. And then you're walking down the street and it's just hockey. And I was like, you know what? You can beat it. Beat it, hockey.
You guys
Then-
need football, like NFL
You really do.
style.
Well, they have the
Can't
Canadian.
do it, man.
football.
I
What?
tried so hard to,
Oh.
it is just awful.
Even American football.
I'm talking about American
NFL,
football.
yeah.
Brutal.
Because they
There's
got-
nothing.
They got
It's
the
terrible.
CFL.
The only good I can watch the Super Bowl every year, but then if you just watch a game, you're like, nothing is happening. Nobody's doing anything.
Yeah.
You need to
This
play. You need to play fantasy.
sucks.
You need to join a fantasy league.
What the thing is, though, is he's from Canada, and he
Yeah.
doesn't have a home team to call home. That makes a big difference.
It's true. Yeah.
If you don't have a
That is
team,
the thing, but also if you watch okay, say you watch football, right? I understand these are big tough dudes that are wearing super tight pants, right? But if you get tackled in football, they stop a play. Do you know what happens if you get checked in hockey? They just tell you to fucking pick your fucking life up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got your teeth on the goddamn ground. Nobody stops. Nobody cares. There's no whistles. It's like, buddy, move. I just don't. There's way too many stops. The team thing is a big one for sure. I would just pick a random team, which seems weird.
Yeah.
And I tried, man. I really tried. I can't do football. You guys are Vikings people?
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it does honestly. If you have any inclination towards football, it does help to have an arbitrary allegiance to a team that happens to be from the city that you were born in. The state
Sure.
that you were born in. You know what I mean?
You're born into it, whether you
weird.
like to be or not.
It's weird to be like, I'm from Minnesota, so this is my team. Fuck every other team. You guys suck. But that's just the way. That's just the way it worked out.
Yeah,
Yep.
no, for sure. It makes sense. And that's what I'm saying. So if I came down here and just picked a team, you're like, that's just weird. I'm just picking a team based on. If I was to pick a team, though, I'll tell you who I'd pick.
Yeah, who'd you
And
pick?
it's solely because of their logo. I would pick the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
A dolphin wearing a helmet? Get out of here. That's the best.
Plus
That's the
turquoise.
best.
Plus Ace
That's one of the.
Ventura.
I love it. The orange, the turquoise.
Yeah.
But a dolphin wearing a helmet. That's the best. That's the best logo. It's so funny.
I agree with you.
How about
That's amazing.
how about the Buffalo Bills? They were named after a fake cowboy,
Didn't know that.
Buffalo Bill.
Ah,
They were named after Buffalo Bill.
well, that makes sense now that I think about it.
Yeah, literally.
Oh, they don't even have the stupid Miami Dolphins. They don't even do the helmet anymore. Now they just got a dolphin.
Now it's just
I'm
a
out.
stupid
No, you know what?
dolphin.
I'm back to not liking anything. The
All right,
Buffalo,
just jump on the Vikings bandwagon.
I'm
It's
back
fine.
to eating tuna.
We have a sweet stadium. It's good.
You guys like hockey as well, or no?
I mean, there's I don't personally.
You got a team.
But I didn't.
You have a team.
Yeah.
Hockey is huge in Minnesota. Their Wild
It
fans
should be.
are crazy, but I didn't. The school that I grew up in didn't have a hockey program, and so I think that made a big difference with me not really caring about hockey that much.
I don't like
Okay.
I don't like being cold, and so
Yeah,
I
it's
live
not-
here.
But it's
So
not cold in the arena.
yes, it is.
It is.
Wouldn't it be
There's
cold at
ice.
football games too?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's I don't know. It's a totally different vibe. I don't know.
You just don't like hockey. You can say it. It's okay. You know?
I guess I just don't like.
Part of me
hockey.
wishes that I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I mean,
Hockey's great.
I've been to a couple Wild games before. They're fun. They're
I've never
fun
been to
to
a
go
Wild
You guys
game,
play
but
video games at all?
Oh yeah.
Have you played any of the hockey video games?
I bought an NHL game a few years back, and it was fun for a while, but it didn't stick.
Okay. Well, I was going to say that's my last. I don't even. That was my last ditch effort to get into hockey. If you can't even play the video game and enjoy it, I mean, yeah.
Well, I sucked at it. I was getting my ass kicked every time.
Okay.
But I'm awesome at Madden.
Yeah, I guess it is one of those things where if you like the sport of the video game you're playing, you're probably going to be good at it.
right.
Yeah, but I've been to a college hockey games before, and the experience, the environment of everyone just going batshit crazy and pounding on the glass and everyone just going nuts. It really was a really cool experience. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. This is fun. And I don't know any of the players. I don't have any type of invested interest in either of these teams. But it was just the experience as a whole was cool, and it was just a college game.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously there's college sports here, like in America, is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Huge. Canada doesn't really, like, obviously people go to college games and cheer for teams, but we don't really have, like, college sports played on television Friday at 9.
Right.
Yeah, it's not marketed like crazy like we do with our college sports.
Right, but I also
Yeah.
feel like our college athletes, we pimp them out to get them
Oh my God.
prepared to
Oh,
be
yeah.
a professional. They hopefully end up at that professional level.
Think about
I mean,
how much money some of these college players bring in to the universities.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Huge money makers, but they don't get to see a dime of it.
Yeah.
They don't get a
I think
dime.
it's crazy, too, that, like, the people, and this is just, I guess, coming from an outside thing, but, like, if you're a student, right, or a past student, and you owe money to a school, and you still cheer for that school's team, that's fucking stupid.
That is weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why would you care? This place calls you all the time and wants $70,000 from you. Why do you care what their fucking team is doing?
Right.
It's just like, on the outside of that, I just go, what do you know what I mean?
Yeah, if you don't have a scholarship and a total free ride, then exactly. And well, I mean,
Like, just
overall,
if I owed money to Visa, and they had a basketball team, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
I don't care
Yeah.
about your athlete. Visa.
Yeah,
Like,
you're
you know
like,
what I mean?
I owe Visa's $30,000 in debt, but I'm gonna go play for their basketball team.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's ridiculous. And
I'm
also,
gonna
like,
do super
college
good.
basketball, I'm not like, I don't know. And then when they cut to the crowd and there's like some old fucking decrepit wizard, some dude that went to the school in 1952, you're like, dude, did you not have a family or kids or any... Like, have you been literally cheering for this school for 60 years of your fucking life?
Right.
What
That is
are-
kinda
what-
sad.
It's your school, dude. You graduate, you leave, bro.
Those-
Walk
Yeah.
away, man.
You need to get some love somewhere else.
Yeah. Get a hobby.
I've never been a big fan of the college sports. It's too hard to keep track of it all.
Yeah.
You got too many players coming in and out every year. I just can't keep track
Well,
of it.
plus, like,
Yeah,
it's
they
always
fucking
like
graduate.
right. They graduate, and then they always have like
Or they go
these
to the
high
pros
expectations that they're
as a
going to go to the
freshman.
pros, and they get drafted, and then they suck, and it's like that. No fault to their own. Like, I'm not talking crap about them, but like, I don't know. It's just
You are talking crap about them. And they're all
Well,
listening right now.
do better, I guess. I don't know.
Do better. Do better.
Do better.
Score
better.
Do better at scoring points.
Try harder. How about you just do the thing that you do because you love it, not because of what your paycheck is going to bring you? That's my problem with
you
it.
Shitty millionaire, you.
Well, that's why I'm interested to see if Adrian Peterson's going to play anywhere, because he could.
He could.
If he lowered his paycheck expectations, but he's not going to.
Isn't that crazy?
And that makes me sad because
how much?
Where's he playing from?
He was a former Minnesota Viking running back.
Technically, he kind of still is.
He kind of still is. They kind of said, you're not going to play for us anymore. He's been kind of going to different teams to kind of see what the situation is. But
it just blows my mind how some of these people who already have millions and millions of dollars and they still want more and more and more. Like, how rich do you need to be?
Right. Like, he had a $16 million contract?
I don't know.
Last season?
$1 million is enough.
He got injured, game 2 of the season last year.
$1 million is not enough.
What?
For a season?
Where are you going to... You mean $1 million? I thought you meant for, your life.
No, for a season.
I thought you meant if somebody gave you $1 million right now, you're good for life. So it's like, unless you're living in a shack...
Not for life.
In the wilderness.
No, for a season.
But you know what? I mean, as long as you don't let yourself get pulled into that baller culture that all these athletes are involved in. I knew a guy, he's an old guy, and when he was, I don't know how many years ago, he owned some small oil company back probably 30 plus years ago, sold it for around $1 million, put that shit in the bank, and he's been living off of it for the last 30 some years. Just living off like the interest and everything. He bought himself a nice little resort on a lake, and the dude is sitting fine. He goes in the winter. He goes to Florida and bangs old retired chicks, and he has no wife, no kids. Would you not do the same thing?
Well,
If
yeah.
you're in your 70s, you're retired, and you got a bunch of money in the bank.
If you can get a boner at 70 and you can bang chicks, like, you are in good.
Yeah,
like,
that's the
you're
power
good to go.
of Viagra. And but I mean, he put that $1 million away, and he's been living off that interest ever since.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I mean, you can make $1 million last you the rest of your life if you do it, smartly.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a word? Smartly?
Yeah, you can.
Smartly.
I'm just thinking about all the expensive kid leashes I would need to buy.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm still on this whole kid leash. Yeah, can we even say that a kid shouldn't be off a leash until they're probably
what?
16? Is that okay?
I think 16, 15 maybe, because you kind of have...
Maybe 15.
Maybe
I'll
15.
give you 15.
Like, that's the whole thing for me, too. Like,
Whoa.
as having a kid, so now you turn 15 and you all of a sudden, you get to get your driver's permit. That's not, your God-given right as my child.
Maybe
it's
you
not
should just be a better parent.
It's a
and
privilege.
You don't, so your kid doesn't have to be on a leash. Raise a better kid.
Well, yeah, there's
Don't
that.
let
No,
your-
you can't. It's not
That
all
takes,
about you. It's
that
not all
takes
about your
way
raising.
too much investment.
It's
I
a
feel
big part
like.
of it. I think that part of a person's personality is definitely they're just kind of born with it. But environment definitely has to play a role.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Of course.
Everyone's environment has to play a role.
But it's weird because you see somebody who comes from some piece of shit, methed out parents, but they grow up to create symphonies.
Well, yeah, because they don't want to be
And-
the methed out parent that their parents were.
But it's how do you decide? Is it shitty parents? Is it environment?
It's all.
Is it
I think
DNA?
it's all
What
the
is it?
things. It's all the things.
It's all of them combined.
Yeah, I'd
It's
say
a
you'd
lot
have
of
to count
them.
all those things at the end of the. You'd have to look at all those things.
Well, because you look at comedians, a lot of the most creative people out there. The overwhelming majority of them, not all of them, obviously, but a lot of them came from fucked up childhoods. They had some kind of messed up upbringing, something that just made them a little less normal. And I'm doing air quotes right now. But
Yeah,
a lot
but
of
what's
them,
normal?
exactly, I agree. But you know what I mean. A lot of them came from some kind of messed up upbringing.
Yeah, different circumstances.
And they channeled that into something creative.
Yeah.
Nathan Macintosh, for example, was raised by wolves. And look at him now.
No
So-
dad wolf though.
No dad wolf.
Yeah, Daddy wasn't there. That fucker
No alpha
left.
wolf. So
Hey,
in
Ma.
Canada, when you get your driver's license, how is it in the States? Your 15
No,
get
you're
your
16.
permit?
I think is when you can start doing it.
Okay.
Yeah. Same
I
kind of
have,
deal.
I have family in Germany. My mom's from Germany. She moved here when she was 18. She met my dad, and he was in the military, and she moved here.
Yeah, got himself a German broad.
Yeah, he did. She didn't speak any English either, by the way, and she moved here, which is crazy.
She's like, I don't know what you're saying, but I like the way you look when you're naked.
Gross. Ew. But my whole point is over there, and I have cousins and family over there and everything, and you can't even get your license until you're 21. You can drink beer.
Really? Yeah.
At, as long when as you're born.
Yeah, if you have money to give to the bartender, you can.
Yeah, my Opa, which is grandpa in German, used to like give me money to go buy cigarettes at like the local corner like cigarette machine, or I could go to the grocery store, probably like 12, 11, awesome. Buy cigarettes. And when he would come to visit, because he didn't speak hardly any English. And I knew a little bit of German from my mom, and I took it in school. But he would give me money to like go buy him cigarettes when I was like 16, and I'm like, Opa, I can't, like I can't go to the store for you. Like you have to go. So one time he ended up he took my bike, went to the store, and he went missing for like 4 hours trying to go buy cigarettes because we didn't know where he went. Like he was lost.
He went missing.
He went missing. My mom was driving around like freaking out. Like where'd he go? Yeah, the gas station was like 2 blocks away. I don't know where he went.
Where'd he go? Did you find him? Is he still missing?
Well, yeah. Well, he's passed away since then, but we found him later that night.
Where was he?
Just driving around on my bike. I don't know.
What?
Yeah.
He got lost? Like, he just didn't know where he was?
We didn't know where he was, and then he stopped. I guess he stopped to ask people where he should go.
Wasn't he from there?
No, he's from Germany. He was in Minnesota
visiting. This was in Minnesota. Okay.
Yeah, he was visiting us. He didn't know where to go. But anyways, over there you have to be 21 to get your license, and you have to pay like $6,000 to get your license.
Huh. Holy shit.
And they have if you get like, if you're not wearing your seatbelt, like they don't do they do tickets, but it's more of a point system. So basically I think it's like you get like 7 or 8 points on your little driver's license situation, and once you hit that, then you lose your license for like ever.
What?
So like if you get caught not wearing your seatbelt, that's a point, you get knocked off. If you get a DWI, that's like 18 points, like you're done for life. Like it's very because they have the Autobahn and you can drive.
I was gonna say they're so strict.
It's very strict.
They're strict, but they have the fucking Autobahn. They're like, just go as fast as you want.
Right. It's weird. Like, you can drink and smoke and do all the things you want to do, but the driving the car thing, which actually makes sense.
But they let you go as fast as you want.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's super cool.
Yeah, but you could do. Yeah, you could really fuck somebody up in a car.
Oh yeah. And it's weird too because the left lane over there is like. In America, supposedly, the left lane is used to switch lanes. Like, you get to pass somebody and then move over.
I don't agree with that.
And I don't either. But on the Autobahn, when I've driven on it with my family and friends and stuff...
Every lane's the fast lane!
Well, it is. But the left lane, if you're in the left lane on the Autobahn and someone is on your ass, like, behind you, they will flash their brights at you. They will basically go completely crazy until you move over. Like, it's totally a different experience.
Like, I want to know what the law is on this whole, in America here, with the whole passing on the left, the left lane. Because if you're driving the speed limit, or even 5 miles over the speed limit in that left lane, people will lose their shit behind you.
Right.
Like, this is the passing lane. This is for people that want to go 40 miles over the speed limit. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's not legal. Just because this is considered the passing lane doesn't mean you get to speed.
Well, Nathan, how is it for you, I guess, in relation to Canada as far as like driving in the left lane? Or even just like driving in general? I feel like people in Minnesota do not know how to drive. They don't know how to merge onto a freeway at all.
Give a fuck. They're like, we have to battle the elements.
It's horrible.
I'll drive how I want.
Yeah, it's the same. I mean, it really is the same kind of thing. It's really the exact same deal, except obviously you guys do miles, we do kilometers.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because we're super.
But it's the same sort of. It's the same sort of deal. I have. I decided I'm not going to learn Fahrenheit. Like I know it, but I'm not going to use it.
You shouldn't.
Yeah,
we're stubborn. Like we need to switch over to the metric system. And
we had who was Pete Johansson? He's from Canada.
Yeah.
We had him on the show, and I didn't even realize it until he mentioned how your guys' Celsius works. I'm like, that's way easier. That makes way more sense than this Fahrenheit crap we have going on.
I know, it's dumb.
Yeah, totally. Especially when it gets like freezing. Freezing is below zero. I mean, that's just like,
Zero.
that's great.
Freezing is 0. I
Yeah.
was just 32. How dumb is that?
I know.
It's because
really
we're
weird.
so arrogant. We're like, nope, we're not going to do it your way. We're going to make up our own way of doing things.
Yeah, it's 32 degrees to 0 versus Celsius, and then a mile is 1.60934 kilometers.
That's so stupid.
I didn't even know that. I didn't know that breakdown of
Frenzy, anytime we start talking about something, she's already got it pulled up on her computer before we finish talking about it. She's quick.
But yeah, that's the one. I'm not picking that one up. I'm not going to do.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, that's okay.
I
But
should
what
learn
about the
Celsius.
pounds? The pounds to what is
We might even sort of do some of that.
the pounds?
I think we might still have. Yeah, we might still measure some things in pounds. Certain things.
Well, how do you guys measure things?
Well, isn't
Weight.
it 2.5 kilo? No, wait, 2.5
Yeah,
kilograms to a
and
pound.
stuff. Like if you, I don't even know. I don't know if you went to, but I mean, if you went to like a grocery store in Canada and you were like, can I get like a half pound of ham? They'd be able to do that. They'd be able to figure that out.
Oh, they could do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 2.2. Sorry, 2.2046.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
Pounds
how do
to
you
a
guys
kilogram.
buy wheat up there?
Grams, man.
Grams.
Just grams. Duh.
Don't buy it by the pound. We still use grams.
I think the only time that America ever uses grams is for pot
It's for buying
Yeah.
weed.
or Coke. Or
Yeah, otherwise,
that's about it.
Americans
drugs,
would
just
not.
drugs.
Americans would not know what a gram is if it wasn't for drugs.
They would know golden grams.
Oh shit. So this, I wanna get back to your podcast a little bit. How long have you been doing the podcast?
I've been doing the podcast for like a year and a half. I kind of stopped for a little bit, but yeah, probably about a year and a half.
How many episodes you got out so far?
How many episodes? Let me see real quick. I can check. I think it's like 140. 100. Wow, Jesus, too many. Again,
Wow.
too many. How long have I been
140
doing
something?
comedy? 11 years. Too many. This is too many. 185.
Damn.
Holy cow! How many are you putting out a week?
One.
That's a week. So,
But yeah, so this is. When did this even start? I think. Like,
So it had to have
consistently,
been-
It's been like a year and a half. But I stopped for a while, so I guess this would have started maybe 2.5 years ago.
I was gonna say, okay.
Yeah.
Good
'cause
for you.
What do you do it like every Monday or something like that?
Every Tuesday or Wednesday, and they come out every Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice. How long do those episodes run for? I haven't listened to it yet. But
it's
I'm
about an
go-
hour.
I'm going
Yeah,
to.
it's about an hour. I usually, and then sometimes I have a guest on, or it's just me kind of yelling about things.
Okay. Cool.
How do you?
How long you guys been doing this one?
We've got. You will be episode
47.
48. 48.
Oh, 8. Okay. We
Okay.
started back in
It's been-
November,
I don't know,
end of
it's-
October, beginning of November.
We do about.
Okay.
We do probably about 10 on average, anywhere from I don't know what is it, 8 to 12.
8 to 12 a month.
a month. Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, we kind of go balls to the wall on it.
Yeah, well, we'll do a bunch, and then we'll have a completely
Yeah.
week free.
That's only in 3 weeks out of the month usually. Yeah, because we take a week off every month.
Yeah. Just like
Okay.
kind
We-
of,
We don't do any episodes.
we try to stay away from social media and like just,
try.
yeah, it's not easy. But
Sweet.
yeah.
So how do you choose your rant topics? Do you just come up with them on your own, or do you take suggestions?
No, yeah, I just kind of come up with them on my own. I do this thing on the podcast called a jazz rant, where I just rant over jazz music. And, yeah, I started doing that a while ago. And I mean, sometimes that's like small stuff that might go into stand-up, or it's just things that like, what's an example of one? What is, I had a rant one time, and I never really did anything stand-up-wise about it. But you remember a while ago, I don't know, maybe you guys do or not, but Amber Rose had said that she put a finger in Kanye's ass,
Yes.
and the world lost its mind, and they were like, this blah blah blah. I was just like, the whole rant was about how Kanye should be allowed to fucking come the way that he wants to come. This is just stupid that anybody anywhere would be upset about that or think anything less of him.
Who's Amber Rose?
So that's an example of something that I was yelling about over some jazz music.
So how do you pick your music as far as do you have different artists
The
that you
jazz
pick?
stuff,
Or...
I made it.
You made it?
Wait, you guys are changing the subject. What is this Amber Rose and a finger and Kanye's ass thing?
Hey man, look, there's some things that only me and Frenzy are going to be able to talk about. You know, if you're not hip to any pop culture, that's on you, bud.
You have you have to figure out your own stuff,
That's Amber
dude.
Rose? She looks scary.
We're not...
You think Amber Rose looks scary?
She looks like Sinead O'Connor.
She has... Well, this picture that I pulled up, she does look like she's wearing blue blockers.
Her head is shaved. And
yeah, she has a shaved head.
I think Amber Rose is gorgeous.
She's... Who is she?
She's
buddy,
that
now,
lady.
look,
she has big boobs. You like her.
She looks...
Okay.
This
I have no idea what's going on.
No, she looks way prettier there. That picture up there, she looked like
everyone has pictures of them that make them look like
she looked like a white chick in that one picture.
No, she's African American.
Who is she? I thought
she's just she's like a Kardashian kind of chick.
Is she dating Kanye now?
She was dating Kanye before he married Kim.
I'm so out of the loop.
She's with Wiz Khalifa, I think, or I don't know. Whatever.
No, they're done too.
Yeah, they're done too.
And so there's this big hubbub about her putting a finger in his butt?
Apparently.
Well, a while ago, yeah.
Why?
Because she tweeted about it. She said, you're mad I'm not around to play in your asshole anymore. # fingers in the booty ass bitch is what she posted on Twitter.
That's funny. And
so
did he get mad?
That also means that she's crazy. So.
And that Kanye likes fingers in his butt.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing where you're like, who cares?
Who cares?
You know what I mean? You know, the phones aren't getting any better. Everybody needs to figure out ways to you know what I mean, to feel things. And if that's one of them, fucking, who gives fucking, you know what I mean?
Right.
Why does Kanye have to come like you do? Not you, I just mean like the royal you.
As anybody else, right.
Yeah.
But
people
also,
are like, I come like this. Like, fuck off. What
you come how you want to come, and why does Amber Rose have to, display that for everyone to hear? Just because that's because she's maybe a little bit crazy.
Well, maybe she wanted to be lit him. Kanye is a douchebag.
Well, yeah, but she chose to be with him, so I don't know. Whatever. Who cares? I really do not care about fucking
the gold
Kanye
digger
West.
he was singing about.
No, that was way before that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have no idea what's going on.
I don't. I am so lost right now.
He's like, fingers and buttholes? That's a thing? What? It's fine.
Oh, shit.
Anyways, so you are going to be in Minneapolis on Wednesday. I feel like I want to bring you, bring you something to eat or something when you're sitting at the airport.
Yeah, you got a 4-hour layover? Ugh.
It's something like that, I think. Do you guys have any idea how long the flight from Minneapolis to New York is?
I did do that flight. I want to say it's
I've done it before too.
I want to say it's 3 hours, 3.5. Is it? Are you flying out of LaGuardia?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see.
You guys are an hour behind.
Yep.
So that means flight.
It's two.
So I'm going to land at noon your time. Yeah, it's about 3 hours.
It's a 2 hour and 45-minute flight. Are you flying Delta, or what are you flying?
I think so.
Okay.
Do you know what the flight is to Winnipeg? Is that one shorter? How close are you guys to Winnipeg?
Minneapolis to Winnipeg?
Yeah. Are you guys right there?
Yeah. Well, in the Twin Cities, that's got to be a good.
It's in
7 hours minimum.
Well,
maybe 7 hours
on Delta nonstop. It's an hour and 35 minutes.
That's great.
Oh, I was talking about driving.
From Minneapolis.
I was talking about driving.
Oh, what were you talking about, Nathan? Driving or flying?
Flying. Oh yeah. Flying. Yeah.
Hour and 35.
Oh, that's great.
That's not bad. It's just like...
But yeah, my whole thing, I guess I'm not in Minneapolis that long. Maybe 2 hours, 2.5 hours, I'll be sitting in the airport. I might call you, Sarge, and let you know Kanye's history over the last few years.
Yeah, please fill me in. I need to catch up.
Yeah. But other than that, I'll just be sitting at the... is the Minneapolis airport a good time? Is there things going on in there?
Yeah, there's... they've redone a bunch of stuff. They basically have... You want to go to the G concourse and hang out down there.
They probably got a Cinnabon.
No, they've gotten... I went to Florida last year for vacation, and I flew out of the G concourse, and they've got some good some good bars. They have basically like iPads kind of set up. It's like super like modern looking, where you can just like pull up a chair and go on the iPad. You can message Sarge about Kanye and his butthole if you want to.
I will.
Okay,
I got the time.
Perfect. But no, Minneapolis is a good airport.
Sweet.
So you are going to Winnipeg because you are going to be performing at the Winnipeg Comedy Festival, right?
Yeah.
April 6th through the 8th. That's cool. Is that your first time being there?
Actually, yeah. I've done like all the other comedy fests in Canada, but the Winnipeg one I've never done before. I've never been to Winnipeg. I've never been to Manitoba even.
Okay. See, I don't know.
You got that on me, Sarge.
I wish I would have studied up my Canadian provinces a little bit better tonight before we chatted. Because I feel like we're so close, and I feel like I should have done that. But
you didn't know that Winnipeg was in Manitoba? You didn't know the province of where Winnipeg was?
No, I knew it was in Manitoba, but I mean, so my dad is a hunter, like a duck hunter. He's gone to Canada a couple times to go duck hunting. And then I went to Mexico a couple years ago, and I met a couple from Edmonton, Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So basically my dad's hunting experiences, and then the couple that I met, like those are basically the gist of my Canadian.
Do you know what province Edmonton is in?
I feel like I used to. I know that it's not super close to Minnesota. I feel like it's kind of more over like Montana.
Mm-hmm.
But is it Saskatchewan? No,
it's close to that one though.
Alberta.
Yes,
yep.
Alberta.
Okay, but it's close to the Saskatchewan River, is why I thought Saskatchewan. Have you been to Edmonton before?
Yeah, I've been there. Calgary, Vancouver, and all that. Like I said, the only place, like the only city kind of in Canada I haven't been to is Winnipeg.
And that's where you're going.
How have you not been to Winnipeg? Because it's so dirty.
It's dirty. It's far.
It's far.
It's not real close to Toronto or where I'm from.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's kind of the go-to place for us Americans when we're under drinking age to go and drink legally.
Well, it's the closest.
Yeah,
to
everybody
Minnesota.
in New York would go to Montreal. For everybody from here goes.
Yeah.
And Montreal's even cheaper. I mean, younger. It's 18.
Well, and you look at Vancouver's population is 600,000.
Yeah, it was 18 in Winnipeg.
Winnipeg's population is
okay.
Winnipeg's population is 660, and then Toronto is 2.6 million. So it's like a huge, big difference.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I need to learn more about Canada. I need to watch a David Attenborough documentary about Canada.
We stayed at the hotel called the Canadian, which was funny because we have the American.
Yeah, we have the
over.
American Inn, but it's American
with "in" at the end of American. Yeah, and they had the Canadian. It was so funny. And then they had this.
I bet they're owned by the same people.
They probably are.
And then they had this. They had like a little club attached to the hotel called the Beach.
It's like a couple that got divorced. And
there was no beaches.
You keep the American, and you keep the Canadian, and then we'd be done.
It was like middle of October in Canada, and we were at a club called the Beach. It was cold out, but all the bartenders were wearing bikinis and shit.
Oh, of course they were.
It's like, what are you doing? We're in Canada, right?
At the Mall of America, we used to have a couple bars. One of them was called Fat Tuesdays, and it was like Mardi Gras every day. And they had 42
boobies and beads everywhere.
Boobies and beads. They had 42 smoothie kind of making daiquiri machines, like a legitimate daiquiri making machine.
Nice.
And they ended up closing it because people showed their boobs and stuff.
Got STDs
through the windows of the Mall of America while kids were riding on the Ferris wheel.
That'll happen.
At Camp Snoopy.
What happens at fake Mardi Gras stays at fake Mardi Gras.
That's funny. So then after Winnipeg, then you have a little break. And then you're going to go
I'm doing a bunch of shows in New York.
Okay.
I'll be in the city a lot, and then, where am I? I guess I'm going to the Comedy Works in May.
Yep, in Saratoga Springs.
Yeah. And there's like
I know more than you
yeah.
do, I feel like, right now.
Yeah, I think you're looking at my website.
I am. I totally am. I'm cheating.
Yeah. I got a bunch of shows in New York between then and now, but then the road stuff is kind of just what I put on the website.
Yeah, cool. Awesome.
How you liking New York? What made you decide to go to New York?
I always wanted to live here. I mean, New York's a great city, especially for comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, New York or L.A., maybe. Minnesota's got a good comedy scene. Texas has a pretty good comedy scene, I understand.
Yeah, Austin. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
LA.
Does Minnesota actually have a good comedy scene?
They do, yeah. Surprisingly.
Yeah, we have Acme Comedy Club.
That's a big one.
There's, I mean, you can pretty much find an open mic night and pretty much almost every night of the week.
Yeah,
in the Twin Cities.
The big ones, when you're thinking of like the big clubs, there's Acme, and then probably is it Bronson's
House of Comedy at the Mall of America.
Those are the two big players in Minnesota when it comes to comedy clubs.
There's also Royal Comedy Theater in Hopkins, which is kind of a newer one that I didn't know about until recently, but they're doing a big gig in May with like Chad Daniels, Mary Mack, like a bunch of people, like local Minnesota
Cool, I know
comics.
Mary. She's great.
Yeah, Mary's going to be on our show in May.
Nice, she's great.
You talk about a Minnesota accent.
Yeah, hers is probably 40 times worse than mine.
I love it.
But I love it.
I heard her on our local sports radio station one morning because I'd never heard of her. And she was talking to the morning show guys, and I'm like, oh my God, I called Frenzy. I'm like, you got to get this girl on our show. And she got her.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
She's hilarious.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, what do you think? Should we wrap this bitch up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
We're over an hour now.
But will you do us a favor? Can you maybe record some stuff from Winnipeg and send it to us?
With that black leather jacket on.
You have to wear the pleather jacket.
Bring it back. Dude, bring it back. Bring that jacket back.
Sure.
You're going back to Canada. What better place to bring back that jacket?
Showcase it.
Yeah.
You can even like.
Well, I didn't tell you guys, but that's the only thing I wear when I'm in Canada.
Yes. You can like put it on a hanger and like put it in like a fancy kind of protective kind of covering and tell the flight attendant on the plane, like, excuse me, can you please put this in first class? Hide it for me.
Like,
I buy two
special.
Tickets. Yeah, I put the jacket up there and I sit in the back.
It needs its own seat.
It's iconic, man.
It's perfect.
I love it. Oh, it's badass.
Well, yeah, thank you guys so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. It was a lot of fun.
Definitely. So you've got you talked about the shows you got coming up. Where can people find your podcast at?
It's called Positive Anger, and it's on iTunes and SoundCloud.
Okay.
And you can check out NathanMacintosh.com and Twitter and Instagram at Nathan Macintosh.
Beautiful. And you've got a YouTube channel too, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, same name.
Nathan Macintosh. And that's
Yep.
Macin Tosh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like the apple.
Like the apple.
Like the Tosh apple?
No, Macintosh apple.
Or the computer.
or the computer.
Yeah, they stole his name. All right. Beautiful. Well, Nathan, thank you so much for being with us. What, am I forgetting something?
No, you're good. Well, kind of, we forgot something, but
What did I forget?
just when we end, Nathan, hold on tight because I got to ask you one thing before we let you go.
What kind of
but
music?
we'll
what
end
kind
the
of music
episode.
does he like?
Exactly.
Yeah. What kind of music do you listen to? Let's just ask him.
Okay. What kind of music do you like?
What kind of music? I guess I like a lot of stuff. I listen to like rap. I listen to old country.
Okay. Oh, perfect.
Perfect.
How come?
Well, what we do at the end of all of our episodes, if you had ever listened to any of our episodes,
Well, we haven't listened to any of his, so we're
I know,
kind of being.
I'm just giving him shit. No, we like to help amateur and like up and coming musicians and bands and things like that, help them get their music out there. And so we have a library of songs that we actually think are good songs. We don't songs that are actually good to listen to.
Like I jam out in my car
variety.
listening to them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
Okay.
and there's quite a few that are going to be our guests. We're calling May on
Music
our
month.
podcast, May Music Month, because there's a bunch of them.
I've never
that we've
heard of
gotten
these
on.
people, but like, damn, these
They're
are good
awesome.
songs. Like, it's
Yeah.
hard to believe that they're not mainstream. So we like to try to with that song that we play at the end of the episode, we like to try to fit it to our guest if possible. At least,
Maybe some jazz.
genre wise. He's probably sick of jazz.
Maybe, I don't know.
So yeah.
Okay.
So
We'll pick something for you. It'll be good. So make sure
Cool.
you listen to the whole episode with
I
your
will
song.
listen to the entire thing.
Okay.
some hardcore hip hop at the end. All
All
right.
right.
Nathan Macintosh, my friend, thank you so much for sharing your time with us this evening.
Yes, thank you.
No problem. Thank you guys so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes.
Awesome.
Have a good
All
night, guys.
You too.
Boom. It's outro time, Frenzy!
Holy crap, it's outro time.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Outro time. That was our guest, the hilarious comedian Nathan Macintosh.
Yes, he was hilarious, and I thoroughly enjoyed him.
Dude, he's straight
As
up
a
funny.
guest.
He's
Yeah.
straight up funny. Good guy.
Very good guy.
And you go on YouTube and find his videos, his YouTube channel, and he's got a lot of stand-up on there. The guy is straight up funny, and I don't say that shit lightly.
No, he
makes
doesn't.
me laugh. He is very, very accomplished.
Guaranteed you will enjoy yourself if you go check him out on YouTube.
Yes, big things from that guy. Mm-hmm. He's got that awesome podcast, Positive Anger.
Positive anger.
Yes.
Exactly. Yep.
So check that out. Please check that out. The guy's funny. He will not disappoint. All right.
Shout-outs?
Let's do some shout-outs, huh? We're going to give a shout-out to
The first shout out I would like to do is to Larry Roberts.
Larry Roberts, host of his new show, Readily Random.
We're fortunate enough to be guests on an episode that will be dropping April 17th.
Yes, look forward
So
to that.
make sure to check him out. Doing lots of good things. Very good guy. One of our bestie podcast friends.
Yeah, he's been on
Lair Bear.
He's been on the show 4 times now because he's a straight up talented individual, and we love him. We always have a good time when he's on, and great conversations. He's actually going to be on for a 5th time next week. Our next episode that's going to drop is Wednesday, April 12th, with the martial arts lady Andrea Harkins.
Martial arts woman.
Martial arts woman, yes,
Yes,
that's right.
thank you.
Also, though, look forward to our episode with Frank James, comedian and actor Frank James.
AKA Frankie J.
Yes, that was such a fun episode.
So much fun with that guy.
Look forward to that episode. It's probably going to drop this weekend.
Yeah. Yep.
So, oh my God, I'm looking forward to that. And then the following week, on April 17th, we have veteran Dwayne Perro with guest host.
Doc Collins.
Yes, another veteran.
Both military veterans.
Yes, looking forward to that. Me being a veteran myself, I'm very much looking forward to the conversation we're going to have with those two. And then the next day, on the 18th of April, we have comedian Mike Paramore.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lots of good peeps coming up.
Mm-hmm. Definitely looking forward to that. All right. Let's tell the people where they can find us.
Well, they can find us on our website, www.sargeapproved.com.
Yeah, you can see our guest calendar, see all our past guests, our upcoming guests, and all our episodes are on there. You can find our episodes, well, actually, you can find our show on Facebook,
Yep.
Sarge Approved.
Instagram,
Sarge
Sarge
Approved.
Approved. I also have an Instagram page at Melissa Frenzy.
Twitter.
I also have a Twitter page at Melissa Frenzy.
And Sarge Approved at Sarge Approved on Twitter. Like it, love it, ask for more of it.
Yep. You can also find Sarge Approved on iTunes,
Spreaker,
Google Play Music,
Stitcher now.
Stitcher now.
And we're on
This is the
YouTube.
newest thing. And YouTube.
Yes.
So basically, just type in Sarge Approved. You'll find us.
It's not that hard, people. We can't do it for you. Work those little fingers, type in Sarge Approved, and I guarantee you're going to find our stuff.
You have the interweb at your hands, so just figure it out.
All right. Let's play out some music here, huh?
Yeah, let's do some tunes.
We've got a song by one of our favorite artists,
Absolute favorite artist,
Kala,
who has a new album dropping April 21st.
Yes,
he drops a new album every April 21st because it's also his birthday.
Yes, free. He drops an album
Free.
every year, free.
Absolutely free.
He just pushes out beautiful, his amazingly talented music to the masses for free.
And it's beautiful music.
Yeah.
And he is going to be our guest upcoming in May,
Yeah.
which we're kind of dubbing May Music May month because we have a lot of musicians coming up in May.
A lot of our favorites, Kala, Heatbox, Caleb Lamont, Luce. I'm probably saying that wrong. Lucy.
I think it's Luce, but Kala is going to be on May 2nd. You can check out that episode probably a couple of days
I can't
afterwards.
wait for May to roll around.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Plus, that means spring is happening. So, frozen tundra, don't you know? We're going to be having some sunshine.
Yeah, the song we're going to play out this episode with by Kala is called Soul Challenger. Mm-hmm. All right. Thanks for listening, guys.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us. Have a great night. Bye.
Later, fuckers.
Hey, Mr. Right. Hey, Mr. Wrong. Hey, trouble and strife. Hey, sorrow, won't you be my wife? Woman, tell me your name. Let me have my life reclaimed. Waiting, wondering all of my life. Trying to love you with all of my might. I'm the soul challenger, I'm the road damager. Now behold the cold and the straight magical. Cause the sky brings flowers and the strong grow weary. The heroes spill blood in a blast and a fury. Pray on the power and pray to your fire. Cause all of the quakes in the universe resonate to your heartbeat and your faith. Now break it on down for me. Gray day lover with the brown eyes stare. Take me from my life of despair. Hold me closely, whisper in my ear. I got my own reasons, I love you, my dear. Hey, hey, lady.